The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, happy Friday, everyone. TGIF, thank God it came around one more time and we're able to see it once again. Hi, everybody. My name is Frank Allan, and welcome to another edition of the Coffee Hour. We're here with you every Friday at this time. We gather around the breakfast table, water cooler, or whatever you congregate, and we get together, and the purpose of the show is to get you involved in the show, of course, and have great conversation and talk about issues that sometimes you may not even talk about on a normal basis, but you could create your own right here. I'll tell you more about that. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. First of all, we want to thank all of our people who've been around for all of these years, who participated with us, who communicated with us all of these years. Thank you. Keep telling your family and friends about it because they're very well needed around here. So we want everybody to know that. And of course, we want to thank people who may be here for the very first time. Now, if you're here for the very first time, let me tell you what the show is all about. As I said, it's the Coffee Hour, and we get together, we conversate, and you could be part of the show. All you have to do is use a keyboard on your computer, your cell phone, and even your tablet. All you have to do is just type in whatever you want to see. I'll see you right there on the big screen. We'll communicate with you, and we'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. That's what the show is all about, because it's free exchange of ideas and of opinions. Now, all of us have those. So that's what we're going to do is combine all of our thoughts and opinions and be constructive about it and get together and make it a big conversation. Now, if there's anything in particular that you want to talk about, we don't care what it is. Just put it out there and let us know. And if we can get it in this small little hour, we'll get it in there, because if it's important to you, it's important to the rest of us as well. And don't forget, just because you're new, that doesn't mean you're any less important than the people who've been with us all of these years. You're just as important. We just want you to know that. And we also want you to know that we're on two different medias. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. Now, wherever you're watching, it's great. You can't miss the show. It's the same show. And just happen to be watching on Facebook, you happen to be watching on YouTube, it doesn't matter. But what we want you to do is tell your friends about it. And while you're on there, we want you to, as the Facebook people say, tag your friends, tag them. And what they mean by that is cutting and pasting the platform that you're on. And this goes for you too, who are watching on YouTube as well. Just cut and paste the platform that you're watching us on. Platform is what? The platform is what they call the link, because you're sending the link out to your friends, right? So cut and paste that and send it as to many people as you like. And we hope that there are a lot of them. And if you can't do them all of your friends, do some today and next week, another time, add more on your list. But we want you to get involved with the show and have a little fun. We thank you. We got a lot of things to talk about today. We talked about our show, Talk Back Live. Just in case you're not a viewer of that, we'll tell you more about that later before we go off the air, and how you could watch that and when we're on. But on the Coffee Hour, we still talk a few things and have a lot of conversation. So remember that all the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast facility. So with that being said, we want to lift our cups and our glasses and with all of our elements in it. I prefer coffee at this time, and I hope it's the same thing for you. So excuse me while I shoot up. What would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee? Now, some people like coffee, some people like tea, whatever your preference is. Some people just want to do tea. So if that's what you want to do, you can do that. We've got sports coming up later on with Brian Camp. Brian Camp is with me right now. How are you today?
I've got sunshine. No, I don't. I wish I did. I wish I
Well,
did, but no, it's still it's cool today. It's cool, but no sun, nowhere near.
I heard you talked last night on the show on Talk Back Live that you had a lot of rain. You were doused with rain. How is it at this particular time? Is it still cloudy? You still have rain?
It's very heavily cloudy. It's 71 degrees. The high is only going up to 79, and
Mhm.
I'm not complaining, but
Mhm.
it's been an expected rain for the next. Oh, there's rain coming up tonight.
Wow.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And next Friday, we're supposed to see sunshine. But of course, that's 7 days away. You know, things will probably change and everything. So, but for the next 7 days, yeah, I don't
Wow.
know.
I feel sorry for you. We
No,
we
don't feel sorry. It's quiet. It's quite okay. I don't go anywhere. I stay home unless if I have to travel or go on the road. But other than that, I'm homebound.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, we've got a good weekend coming up, weather-wise. It's good. And I'm going to tell you everybody about that in a few minutes. And if you want to join us in conversation as well, Brian, tell us about his weather. Why don't you tell us about your weather, wherever you are? Now, you could be in a different city, in a different state, different country, and we always ask for that. That's just a little something that we like to do, compare our weather. So, if you want to join in conversation, if you don't, it's not necessary, but we ask you to do that. Warren is out there with us. He's watching us on Facebook this morning. And so he wishes all a good morning. And I'm pretty sure later on he's going to give us what he has as far as his weather's concerned. And when he does, we'll tell you more about that. But
Okay.
7 days of gloom, okay. I wish I could see some of the sunshine that you were singing about over to where you are.
Well, you could if you want, but I mean, if I was living back north, I would say that, but I'm okay because when we get droughts, these droughts could be for a while. When it's
Mhm.
hot, it stays hot, not like Florida, but um, I'm okay, as long as I have everything I need here. I might have to go out today. Not sure yet, but right now it's not raining and it's just cool outside now, so we're pretty good.
Okay, well, Warren, where he is over there, your neck of the woods in North Carolina, in Greensboro, North Carolina, he's got 70 degrees at the moment, and it's going up to 76. So
Yeah.
it's a little cooler than normal, I guess, right there. But
Yeah.
he doesn't mention any rain. I don't know. Maybe I wonder, Warren, if you're tuned in, whether you had the kind of rain that Brian had last night. I mean, downpours, real heavy downpours. We had some of that last week, but it's over for now. But we'll tell you more about our weather later on. Yes, it is July, and we're almost finished with July, Brian. Almost finished. It's the
Almost finished.
24th. We've got
Yeah.
what, one more week to go,
One more
and
week to go. Yeah.
and then we shuffle on into August. And then before you know it, it's September, and then boy, the cold weather will come around. But I just want to save it a moment. I don't want to do a lot of rushing with what we have right now because I do enjoy the summer, enjoy it a lot. Warren said he lost power for several hours last night.
We lost power for like exactly hmm, a minute. I had
Okay.
to reset a lot of the stuff early this morning.
Mhm.
Um, this was like 1 a.m. I didn't go to bed until like 1 a.m. So we had, but prior to that, we had a lot of power outages. It went flickering back and on and off. And once you have power outage, it could be only for like 15 seconds or so. You got to reset a lot of stuff in your home when it comes to the clocks and everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I can understand what Warren is talking about power, depending on
Mhm.
what part of North Carolina, sometimes it could be worse than what it is.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know something, we sometimes on rare occasions, of course, New York City, you know about that. We lose power in certain areas when we have big thunderstorms and high tides coming along, especially people that live like close to the water, and they usually get power outages. Uh, um, Con Edison or whatever power company, they try to get it done as quick as possible. It's better to have a short power outage than to have one of those 1 day or 2 day power outages the whole entire city. I remember the last blackout that we had here in New York City. I mean, it lasts for like something like 2 days, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, a real power outage is what you have what year was that? Back in the 70s.
Yeah,
Um,
I
that
mean, that power outage, I remember that well, 1970. That's the time when people were out there breaking into department stores and looting and bringing
yeah,
home all kinds of appliances and things like that. I remember that very well.
yeah.
Uh,
That
but
was like 1976, 75. I did believe it was 1976 or 1975 because we had to
mhm,
go across the street to our grandmother's home to make sure she was okay. And
mhm,
it was I remember listening to a New York Yankee game, and this is no lie. Um, the person who was calling the game was either Phil Rizzuto or Bill White or Frank Messer, and he threw the pitch, and the guy said, "This ball is hit deep, going," and then everything shut
mhm.
off.
He
Shut off.
called it
He
going,
called
going
it.
on.
But he didn't say it was a home run. It just shut off, and that's
Oh,
when everything started breaking out. It was dark. When I said dark, it was dark because we
yeah.
had to go across the street to check on our grandmother, make sure she was okay. But it was like I'll never forget that evening. It was it was
Yeah,
real hot, extremely
what?
hot.
It
You know?
was. And that was 1977 to be exact.
Okay.
1971.
Yep.
Yeah, it was some, and I remember the one from 1965. Uh, it was exactly 5 o'clock because when the power went back on, that's what the clock read, 5 o'clock.
Hmm.
Uh, in 1965, some people got stuck in the subway, some people got stuck in the elevators, all
Yep.
of that time. They couldn't get out,
Yeah.
you know. Luckily, everybody was home, you know. But when you have those power outages, it's hard to keep up with your food, especially if you have food that's perishable. Then you have to clear it out when the blackout is over. It's no good anymore. But enough of blackouts. Warren says you better start building that ark with so much rain. Yeah, that's it. Well,
Bring
anyway,
make sure you have a like an animal of each, two of each, a male and a female.
yeah. Well, that's how Noah did it, and
That's
that's
how
how
it
we
is.
all became one here. And
It
that's
was
how we
one
are
big party. One big cruise line party. A
today.
40
I guess,
day, a 40 day, 40 night cruise.
yeah, yeah. He knew what he was doing when he collected both male and female of all species. He knew what he
Right.
was doing.
Yeah.
So he kind of saved us a little bit, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
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 Uh, anyway, it is Friday, and we're celebrating. Well, not this is I don't want to call it a celebration, but we acknowledge this. It's National Ice Cream Month, also National Blueberry Month. Blueberries. I want to stop right there for blueberries. I don't know, Brian. Do you know anything about the lettuce and the contamination and all of that? Is that still going on, or is
I
that?
haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
And it's so ironic. My consistent diet of what I need to stay healthy is buying romaine lettuce. I don't know if it's the regular iceberg lettuce or is it the romaine lettuce, but I haven't purchased any lettuce in a while, and I need that for my evening. This happened before in the past.
But it was romaine lettuce. No, I'm sorry. It was yeah. Well, how true it is. I just hear people talk about. Sometimes you hear certain things uh, in the necessarily true, but I only brought that up because it's Blueberry Month. It's also National Hot Dog Month. Now, with National Hot Dog Month, I don't think you have to worry about that too much because it's not contaminated. At least I don't think so. It is, and
That was my
people
dinner for last night too. I had three of them.
really
Yeah.
some people different ways. I I use the standard way. Mustard or sauerkraut or mustard and onion. Some people put beans and do chili dogs and stuff like that. I don't
I
go.
just put Golden's brown spicy mustard.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. And it's National Grilling Month as well, along with National Picnic Month. And that's the picnic is like covers everything, because that's a time when family get together and they want to bond together and they just want to go out and picnic anyway. And today, this may go down your street, Warren. I don't know if you like it or not. It's National Tequila Day. So, and I, it's National Tequila Day. It may go down some people uh line of drink, but it's the weekend too. It's an appropriate time, the Friday, and it's the weekend. You don't have to have it now because it's kind of early in the morning. If you're living on the other side of the world, it's nighttime. Maybe you could have your tequila. I don't recommend it over here on the East Coast because we're just drinking coffee right now. But that's what we got going on this Friday. And again, it's July 24th, July 24th. And we just one more, just one more week. One more week. Oh, yeah. Warren says, oh, yeah. I think I gave Warren ideas. Take it easy. Steady, Lieutenant. Take it easy. Anyway, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, not the Tequila Hour, the Coffee Hour. And we're going to be with you for the rest of the hour, up until the top of the hour. And again, if you plan to indulge in conversation, we hope that you do. Anything that you want to talk about, it's on us. You can say it. And it's this one thing about this program, we don't have to adhere to the FCC or corporate companies, things like that, to tell us what to do. We do it, but we're very careful. We choose our words and we select our words very carefully. We don't want to harm anyone or offend anyone. So we choose everything, but we are outspoken here. That's the whole thing. Oh, so anyway, Brian, you got sports coming up, and I didn't mention also that later before the show is over, I have those movies. Now, I always go to Turner Classic Movies. That's where the classics are. If they ever if Turner Classic Movie ever went off the air, we will all be, especially people who like old classic movies. We wouldn't know what to do to find classic movies anymore, unless, of course, you have that box. A lot of people don't. They still have their cable, but we wouldn't be able to survive without classic movies. But since we are surviving, I have those movies for you. I take my selection of them. I go into the vault and I look at them and pick out the very best that I can find for the week. My selection of the week for your weekend. Now, a lot of you celebrate your weekends the best way you know how. You go out, you barbecue, you bring over friends, you have a little tequila or whatever it is. But if you are one of the ones that want to lay back and watch movies, catch up on some movies that you haven't seen in a long time, well, that's where I come in. So I have a few right there I'm going to bring to you later on, and we hope that you like it. It's 18 minutes past the hour right now, wherever you are. And again, it's called the Coffee Hour. Now, again, I'm going to ask people who are, or wherever you are, if you're going to join us in conversation, give us a mild weather forecast wherever you are, because we like to compare notes. Now, if you're in New York, don't worry about it because I'm going to take care of the local stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it right now. And as I already mentioned, we have a pretty good weekend coming up weather-wise for a change. And you never really complain about the weather because you need the rain. Like, Brian, you had it, and you're going to have a lot of water for a long time. But we need the rain, but we get the sunshine all weekend long. And this is how it starts right now. In our area, we've got 75 degrees. That's what we have presently right now, 75 degrees. And it looks good out there. And so far, what we have is sunny skies. It'll be sunny to partly cloudy. We'll have a high 83 degrees, and winds will be southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And tonight, if you're going out, You don't need the umbrella as well. Keep it home. It'll be cloudy early with some clearing expected late. We'll have a low 66. Winds will be east southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So don't worry about it. Clouds, but it'll clear up. Now, here's my best day of the week. Of course, Saturday, the best day of the weekend, I should say. A mainly sunny sky, high 82. Winds will be east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, clear skies, low in the 65. Winds will be east, northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for Sunday, you go to church, wear your best, and you'll have mostly sunny skies, high 83. Winds will be east, northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And repeating our current temperature, we have 75 degrees and it's sunshine. Bring the sunshine in all over the place. Sunshine on a cloudy day. It's time for sports, so let's go over to Brian, and he's got it for us. A lot of sports.
Not that much, not that much of sports. We're just coming off the All-Star game, baseball, and they've just resumed. We also have the basketball is still in their summer vacation. They're going to start soon. They're waiting for word for LeBron James to decide where he's going to play at for the next year or two. And with the NFL football, they're reporting now to camp. So they are in training camp and they start their first preseason coming up soon. I don't know if this weekend or the next weekend, but right now it's just baseball as we speak. Check your local listings to see where your teams are doing. I know that the Yankees and the Mets are not having the best of years. My team is not having the best of years, but we just still follow the sports. There's always sports 24/7. But in the NBA, we're going to talk about Wilt Chamberlain warm-up jacket, originally found in Portland, Oregon. Goodwill sold for $89,600, including buyer's premium at Sotheby's on Monday. In January, Quinn Brown, 19, raided a bargain bin looking for a jacket he seen someone toss in that seemed like it bore Los Angeles Lakers colors, which is their colors is purple and gold. Brown had been buying vintage clothes to resell online for 3 years. His prices resale had netted him $250. An attempt to reach Brown was unsuccessful. The warm-up jacket says Chamberlain on the back of the course. You know, Wilt Chamberlain is a former great. Used to play for the Lakers, considered to be one of the most dominant players to ever play. It cost Brown $3.07. I don't know if that's right, but yes, that's what it says. When he got home, Brown searched the internet for comparable sales and found little. But he told a local news outlet he's seen Wilt Chamberlain warm up for 5 figures a decade prior after Brown posted a photo of the jacket. Sotheby's is the name, head of modern collectibles, Braun Waychester, got in touch and convinced Brown to co-sign the jacket on the site. Then enlist a SIA photo match to verify the photo matched the jacket. So that jacket is worth a lot of money once it was found. So that's what I wanted to bring to you last night. But you know, the technical difficulties here in North Carolina prevented me. So that's why I was able to talk about that. But I was able to talk about this last night, and we're going to talk about this. Congratulations to the Spaniards, our brothers and sisters from Spain. Yes, on Sunday afternoon, this past Sunday, the United States President, Donald J. Trump, awarded the Spain players their medals and their iconic FIFA World Cup trophy. FIFA stands for Federal International Football Association. That's their way of saying soccer. But for us Americans, we call it soccer, but for them, they call it football. Following a 1-0 victory over Argentina in the final, but it might have been a bit awkward after that, what Trump had to say about their country less than 2 weeks prior. Oh my goodness. I'm enjoying every time I read every word, I just enjoy it. During a news conference in Turkey with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Trump had some strong words for Spain as he expressed his displeasure with the country, calling the country hopeless and bad people, as he threatened to cut off all trade following a dispute about NATO. Bad people, as he calls it. On Sunday, Trump was seen handling the Spanish players, their medals, and their World Cup trophy in celebrations of the country's second ever World Cup championship. It was a rather jarring situation to just days before when Trump called the country a wasted cause and bad people. Trump comments came on July 8th during a news conference alongside Roth as Trump blasted Spain for not contributing enough to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is NATO. NATO is a coalition of countries after World War II where they joined forces, where they could just collectively come together to make sure that no country is dominating the other. That's just a short version of what NATO is. And so that's what NATO is. Spain is wasted cause. We don't want to do any trade business with Spain. Everything I'm saying, this is what he's quoting. So if I'm talking like that, that means this is him speaking, not me speaking. Business with Spain anymore. By the way, I'll be cut off, Trump said just days ago. Spain is a terrible partner in all trade with the Spain. Please include visits. We don't want anything to do. We don't have to trade with them, he added. I don't want to do any more trade with them. Make it immediately. Don't even talk to them. They're hopeless, bad people. Trump hands Spain the trophy. East Rutherford, New Jersey, Giant Stadium. He goes on the platform. Last month, it was announced that Trump would be asked, had the task, with awarded the winning team the trophy following the World Cup final. At that time, there was no way to know which team that would be. With the 1-0 victory over Argentina on Sunday, it turned out to be Spain, which meant that you know who, just days after calling the country a wasted cause and bad people, he had to award their soccer team a trophy in front of a massive international audience on USA soil. I'm a proud American. Don't get it wrong. I'm a proud American, but he did it on US soil where he had to be in the front to hand out the awards. I'm pretty sure those Spaniards had a lot to say, and they wanted to say a lot to say, but I guess they was told not to, but they all know how he is. And I congratulations to the Spaniards. You did it, and you shut the president of the United States. Yes, I said it. You shut him down. I'm a proud American, but that president, sorry, it is what it is. This day in sports, July 24th, 1958, Ted Williams fined $250 for spitting at Boston fans again. That was in 1958. Can you imagine if that was before 1958, not before 1947? I'll say no more. I'm not going to bring up any trouble. But if Jackie Robinson would have done that, oh. 1965, Casey Stengel resigns as manager of the New York Mets. 1967, race riots in Detroit forced postponement of the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles. 1968, Hoyt Whitmore pitches a record 907th Major League game, passes the great Cy Young. 1977, Pete Rose passes Frankie Frisch as switch hitting leaders with 2,881 hits. 1983, George Brett's home run. We all remember this one as Yankee fans. George Brett's home run was disallowed because of the pine tar game. That's when Billy Martin protested about the bat, that George Brett had all this tar, illegal stuff on his bat, and the home run was reversed. And Greg Nettles pounded the glove, went back, and George Brett ran out, charged the mound, charged the home plate umpire, and was kicked out the game because he had illegal bat substance. 1992, Fay Vincent reinstates George Steinbrenner, effectively March 1st for 1993. 2022, David Ortiz, Gil Hodges, Bud Farley, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Buck O'Neill inducted to Baseball Hall of Fame. Birthdays on this day: 1934, Willie Davis, NFL Hall of Famer, defensive end, two-time Super Bowl champion, born in Lisbon, Louisiana. 1939, Walt Bellamy, NBA center, Hall of Famer, four-time All-Star, 1962 Rookie of the Year, was born in New Bern, North Carolina, right over here. 1963, Karl Malone, NBA Hall of Famer, power forward, two-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, was born in Summerfield, Louisiana. And happy birthday to one of my favorite players of all time, 1964, the great Barry Bonds, home run king. Yes, I don't hear nothing about that he cheated. Home run king, Barry Bonds, Major League left fielder, home run king, seven-time MVP winner, was born in Riverside, California. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports
I
on
often
Noah
wonder,
Hawks Day.
I often wonder when a person starts to realize when they start making an ass out of themselves by going to places that they're not even welcome and getting booed all the time. Uh, when do you realize, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore? Maybe I should just let people have their moment and just stay away from it and not make it political because sports is political enough. It shouldn't be at all, but it is political enough. And when you were talking about your friend at Pennsylvania Avenue, we call it, well, there's a lot of nicknames that he has. Here's one that I discovered this week by someone I heard online called Poop Pants. Poop Pants. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You keep throwing the names out, and if I like them, I'm going to make them public. Pants. Anyway, you already know he got booed. You already mentioned that he got booed when he went out there on the field, and then when he went up on the stage, he was booed when he got on the stage, and then he got on the stage with the president of the of FIBA. The president of FIBA. And the guy, the president escorted him with the trophy, and they took the trophy over to the players and handed the player to the trophy. That's what the presidents do. You give them the trophy, and that's it. You move off stage. What he did, he gave them the trophy, and he wants to conversate with them. And even the player himself kind of shrugged him out of the way so they could have their moment. And then he went over to the next player to try to shake his hand. And then the president of FIFA, right,
FIFA.
ran over to Trump. Yeah, ran over to Trump to try to get him out of the way to let him know, hey, these guys are having their moment, but he wouldn't get off the stage. He's up there on the stage clapping, trying to get into their photo.
You know
What
what?
an embarrassment.
You know what? It would have been a great scene in national TV. You ever watch the Apollo at night? Was it the was it? Remember when Steve Harvey used to host the Apollo
Oh,
and
Showtime at the Apollo?
Showtime at the Apollo, and you always seen whenever somebody's doing an act, what's his name? Sandman used to come straight out to the stage and
Mhm.
always drag off the person. That's
Yep.
what I wanted to see. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to see. Sandman come on, do his little dance and everything,
Yep.
and then you see the audience go.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That would have been nice. But see, even the booing crowd, that was the booing crowd that was their way of telling them, get off, get out, don't come back. But he just doesn't get it.
But
In
you
the board,
see,
in the
but you see,
boardroom,
you gotta understand something. Seriously speaking, something like this makes him stirs him up more. This makes him more. What's the word I want to use? I'm trying to find the word. This makes him even more of the way he is. He's because he like he embraces this. He knows he's not well liked, But this what, a person like him, that makes him stronger for some reason. So he doesn't care if he gets booed, to be honest with you. This is who he is.
Well, I think he gets off on it personally,
Yeah.
but it's just a lot of people just can't wait for that glorious day when it's all over. And I mean, when I say it's all over, that he's out of office and go wherever he's going to go, whether it's another planet, another galaxy, or wherever it is. Just go and don't come back. And take your deplorables with you. Grab a little ukulele, get a bottle of wine, and you can entertain and rule in another planet. That's what I say. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for the sports, Brian. I appreciate that. I want to say hello to Mary Reed, who's watching us on YouTube. Mary,
Hi,
by the
Mary.
way, on her way to the American Indian Museum in Manhattan. And what a way to start the weekend, right? And so she just
Yeah.
wants to say to everybody out there, and we say hello back. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. We're going to be here for the remaining of the hour. We want you to stay with us and give us some likes and love on YouTube and Facebook. Give us some likes if you're watching us on Facebook, and if you're watching us on YouTube as well. Give us some likes so we'll know, that you're out there for us. A former Miss Universe Jamaica finalist and actress has died over last weekend. Latoya Malcolm, an actress and dance instructor who competed in the 2024 Miss Universe Jamaica beauty pageant, was confirmed dead last Saturday, but her cause of death remains unknown. She was 35. Kaylee Hoddle, the young actress who starred in the movies Godzilla versus Kong and Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, has died. Her father, Joshua Hoddle, confirmed that Kaylee was killed following a car crash in Maryland on Tuesday morning. He later shared a video on Facebook in which he explained the circumstances of his daughter's death using American Sign Language. Kaylee and her parents are all deaf individuals, and 4 generations of Joshua's family come from the deaf community, and Kaylee Hoddle was only 18 years old. Kelly Clarkson returns to the stage for her latest Las Vegas residency show last Friday and took a moment to celebrate the positives of ending her daytime talk show at NBC. Clarkson announced back in February that her talk show would end after this current season. In a statement, she explained how she wants to prioritize her children following the passing of their father and her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock, I should say, who died in August of 2025 at 48 years old. Final episodes are expected to broadcast in the fall. A violent hailstone brought Bad Bunny's Milan concert to a frightening halt last Saturday. Emergency crews cleared the outdoor venue as large hailstones struck concert goers and sent thousands of searching for shelter. Bad Bunny had begun the second of his 2 Milan shows at the SNAI, that's the Lamora Hippodrome, when severe storms swept across the city. The storm struck shortly after 9 p.m. Milan firefighters helped thousands of people leave the grounds, while emergency medical teams treated several fans for head injuries from the hail. It must be some big hail that was going down. Ryan Reynolds is returning to Deadpool, doing a recent appearance at the Fanatics Fest 2026. The actor confirmed that another Deadpool movie would be coming to screens following the success of 2024 Deadpool and Wolverine. The news comes from after Reynolds said that he had begun writing the next Deadpool movie. Birthdays today. Actress Jennifer Lopez is 57. I would say actress and singer, 57. Jazz trumpeter John Faddis is 73. Actress Linda Carter, the Wonder Woman, is 75. Actor Michael Richards, who plays Kramer on Seinfeld, is 77. Actor Robert Hayes, who played on Airplane, he's 79 years old today. Actor Chris Sarandon is 84. Actress And comedian, the late Ruth Buzzy, would have been 90. Jazz pianist, the late Billy Taylor, would have been 105. And politician, the late Bella Abzug, who wore all of those fancy hats, would have been 106 years old. So happy birthday to all of them. The ones who are around with us, we wish you a happy birthday and many, many more. And the ones who are no longer with us, we continue to salute you each year your birthday come around, because you left us a wonderful legacy, and we want to keep up keeping you alive in that vein. And if you're celebrating a birthday anytime soon, let us know so we can put it out there and let everyone know. And even if your birthday is late, we'll still wish you a happy birthday. All you have to do is get in contact with us. We have an email and a telephone number. I'll give you the email address first. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan spelled Allan. Prod is Prod. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Our telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. You can use that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. Keep it in all of your electronic devices, be it your computer, laptop, desktop, your telephone, and even your tablet. So just in case one doesn't operate for you, you have something else to lean back on. So let me give you that email address again. It's frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. For all of you moviegoers, I have those classic movies. I go and dip into the Turner Classic Movie Vault each week and pick out the very best that I can find that I think is well worth watching and that will entertain you. They're all classic, being they're black or white or color. They're classic movies. And I have 3 this week. So the first one I have for you that goes back to 1958, starring Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier, is called Defiant Ones. It's on Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Then we have Rose Tattoo from 1955, starring Anna Magnani. She's an Italian actress, but she made a good movie with Burt Lancaster called The Rose Tattoo. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then you have The Big Sleep from 1946 with Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, and Martha Vickers. Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 8 p.m. That's 8 a.m. Eastern. Now, I know 8 a.m. is early for a Sunday morning, especially if you're on your way out to church, right? I know. So you can record these shows and watch them at a later date. Now, if you still have your cable, you have the cable box, record them and watch them later if you don't watch them in real time. And of course, speaking of cable, you still have those free movies that you can go. There are a lot of free movies there, and there are a lot of children's programming, sporting events, and documentaries, a whole 9 yards you can check out. And as far as Turner Classic Movies go, if you go there, you may see some other movies that I didn't mention you could add to your list to watch this weekend. So let me give you those movies once again. The Defiant One with Tony Curtis, Sidney Poitier, Turner Classic Movie is Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Tattoo, that's The Rose Tattoo with Anna Magnani and Burt Lancaster, Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, and Martha Vickers, Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern. I hope you get a chance to watch all of these movies. They're all classics, and they're fun to watch. I like them. Love those classic movies. Okay. Did you want to say anything as far as those movies? You were trying to say something while I was going on. Did you want to say anything in particular?
No, just the Defiant Ones was a great movie between with Sidney Poitier and Tony Curtis.
Yeah,
that was a great movie.
Yeah. Now I don't know if they personally became good friends since that movie, but some of the some actors, they become good friends doing this movies, and it seems to me they would have become good friends the way they did the movie and the theme of the movie.
Yes.
And that movie was kind of ahead of its time anyway. You get a black guy and a white guy, shackled together. I'm not going to give away the whole movie. You got to watch it yourself. But it is a classic.
Watch it. Yeah, it was great. And Sidney Poitier sacrificed well, you know, just watch the movie at the end, and it was just a great movie, you know, between two guys, you know. They don't show that too often, but you know,
Yeah,
watch it this
when they
weekend.
show it, you watch it.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Plas Johnson, the Hollywood studio saxophonist whose smooth tenor line gave the Pink Panther its unmistakable swag, has died. Johnson died Wednesday at his home in Los Angeles, California. His children, Eric Johnson and Stephanie Oliver, confirmed. And they said he had performed at his retirement community as recently as a month ago. He was 94 years old. So now we know who did that riff. Da-da, da-da,
Da-da,
da-da,
da-da,
da-da.
da-da, da-da, da-da.
That was Plas Johnson. And by the way, Plas Johnson uh, was doing that music with the Henry Mancini Orchestra.
And
You
you know
know,
what? The Pink Panther must be one of the coolest cartoons of all time. I mean, he's just so cool the way he walks. When he walks with the music, that's his theme, you know?
yeah, yeah. If you
Kudos.
go online, you'll see some photos of. If you've never seen Plas Johnson, you only heard his music. If you've never seen him, go on. Go find. You know where you find photos and things like that. Uh, and you can see that there's a photo of him, and it's of course it's superimposed, but it's a photo of Plas Johnson, and the Pink Panther has his hand on his shoulder.
Classic.
You gotta see it. You gotta see it. You know how to collect photos. You know, you go there, you know how
Yeah.
to collect photos. It's in there. Just type in Plas Johnson. Plas is spelled Plas. Now I don't know if that's a nickname or what. I didn't go any further than that, but I'll find out some other time. But it's 94 years old, and no one knew. No one ever had a face to the saxophone player. Now you can get yourself. You find them. You could find the photo. He has a face, and he's been playing for a long time. You just never heard of him. So now that I know who he is, I'm going to do more research on him. I'm going
Yes.
to find out. I'm going to do more research on him.
Hmm.
Find out what he was doing in the past, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, when you work with the Henry Mancini Orchestra, that's big time. You know, but I'm pretty sure he did more. Maybe who knows? For all I know, he could have been playing with Count Basie or Ellington or some other people like that. But
And
I'm
you know
gonna,
what? And I tell you, the Pink Panther, he never spoke. That's how cool he was.
yeah,
He never said a word. He was just cool. He was suave and everything, you know?
yeah.
Amazing.
Well, do you know you can make a strong point without saying a word?
She can.
Tell
Yeah.
that to your friend. It's not going to do any good.
No, it's not
I
gonna do
just
any
thought
good.
I just thought I'd throw it out there, but it's not
Yeah.
going to do any good. It's not
Yeah.
going to do any good. The thing I can't stand, there are some people that doesn't have a nice thing to say about anyone. Anyone. They always criticize. It's always criticizing, but you can't find something nice about anything. And this guy that you guys call president, I don't call him that. You guys call him. You know, doesn't have anything nice to say about anyone. You know, because he thinks he's the only one on the face of the earth that's doing anything, that knows anything. He knows more than you. He knows more than the generals.
Yeah. But he had one of his um and they
Yeah,
asked him who won the 2020
election.
beat
Yeah,
around the bush. He would not admit it. I said,
yeah.
my goodness.
A basic question. A basic question.
I asked
What
you a
was
simple
what was his
question.
name? The name escapes me, but you know who I'm
Yeah.
talking about, because it was all
Yeah.
on the news
Hmm.
all week. It was on the news all week.
Yeah. He
And
couldn't even say it.
yeah,
Mm.
But you know something, if I were able to talk to this guy, I would say, you know something, you should have answered the question because now what he did that day is going to go down in the history. When he's long gone, people are going to have that tape forever. And they're going to say, this is the guy that couldn't answer that basic question. And now you have a family, you have sons, maybe daughters, a wife that you want to be proud. You want them to be proud of you. And now they have to bear that for the rest of their lives, saying, my father couldn't answer that question, or my husband couldn't answer that question. And now he's going down in history, not for a good thing. He's not going down in history for a good thing. He's going down in history because he could not answer a basic question. And all of the other Republicans that go into these places where they're drilled, they can't answer basic questions. They're all going down in history. I'm sorry, rest of soul, Lindsey Graham, rest of soul, rest in peace, Lindsey, is going to go down in history for saying, I've had it, count me out. And then he goes back and licks boot. Sorry he's dead. I'm sorry about that. But he is going back. He goes out, he licks boot, then he says, count me out, and then he goes back and licks boot again.
Yeah.
I am sorry that he is gone. I'm sorry that he is gone, but I got to let it out there. He's going to go down in history for those simple words, count me out, and then goes back and lick boots.
I got cut off for a second. Oh,
yeah, I know. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, you know, it's not just Lindsey Graham, and it's not just this guy Jay, whatever his name is. Also, poop pants, orange peel, or whatever you want to call him, whatever nicknames that you have, any adjectives you want to use to describe this man, is going to go down in history. And he's going to go down in history not for the right reasons. He's going to go down in history being the person that he is, not the good that he's done. Because what good has he done? So he's going to go down in history for that.
Or what policy has he come up with?
Yeah.
No policies.
Richard Nixon, rest his soul, could rest in peace knowing that he's not the scumbag that we perceived him to be years ago. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. So he was a scumbag. He was a scumbag.
Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt.
He was a scumbag. But someone else beat him out. So he can rest. Yeah, by far.
By far.
And I hate to say it. No, well, I can't say it because it could happen. I was going to say, who could exceed this? What we're going through now, who could exceed that? I'm not going to say it because it can be done. But Nixon, I never thought that anyone can come along and beat Nixon at his game.
Not in this lifetime. Not in this lifetime. We didn't think so.
I never thought that would happen. And that's what I meant by when we were on the show last night. I said, I never thought that I would live this long, meaning that I would never thought that I would live to see anything like this.
When a person lies and is caught in the lie, you could at least say, well, I misinterpreted, made a mistake, you know, maybe even apology, which would never happen. But just say, you know, it was just a mistake. But he can't do that. That's a sign of weakness coming from this man. Mm-hmm. I'll never forgive him for at least acknowledging, apologizing for the Prospect Park 4. He put an ad out.
I think it was a 5. Was it?
Was it 5? It was probably 5. Yes, I'm sorry, 5. Where he put an ad out to have them executed.
Yeah.
Careful
this man has no proof, no class.
No class.
doesn't even call the military people, which we want to talk about right now, the ones that passed away. Do you have those names handy? I only have two.
Yes, I have Isabella Gonzalez. I
Hmm.
have Lieutenant Tyler Feeman.
Hmm.
Feehan.
Right.
I have Sergeant Angel Raspersad, and I have Sergeant Michael Emmanuel Swinton, all U.S. force enforcemen passed away, lost their lives, giving their life to this country, this very country that we so love. And I could see that two of them are from, I don't know if they were born here, maybe one of them was not born here, but has been here for a long time. And surely their parents were from another state, like another country.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I pray for their families, uh, and rest their souls. Now, Private Isabella Gonzalez was only 19 years old. She didn't even come out of her teen yet. She was only 19
19.
years old, 19. And this guy didn't even call them, didn't even call their parents or their relatives. Presidents do that. Obama did it. When situations like that came up, Obama did it. Joe Biden did it.
I'm pretty
All
sure I'm pretty sure that
presidents,
Nixon did it too.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Every president that I ever known in my lifetime has made a communication to people who lost their lives, especially in the Vietnam War. Now we had a lot of wars in my lifetime. We had the Vietnam War. We had uh,
Korean.
yeah, the Korean War. We had there were just so many wars. I don't like wars. Wars don't solve anything. Wars don't do anything. Nobody wins, you know.
Yeah.
And with this war that we have right now, it's not going to end.
Nope.
Even though this guy will say, oh, it's going to end in 2 weeks, or it's going to end in 3 weeks, or give us another 5 minutes. It'll end in 5 minutes. Things like that. He'll make up things like that, and the war will never end. And then you got Pete Hegseth, who can't even answer basic questions either. He was asked, does this war mean anything? When will this war end? He can't even answer anything because he has no plan. He has nothing. They have no plan on when the war will end. I'll tell you when the war will end, Brian, and I said it before. The war won't end until this guy is out of office. Because this guy doesn't have the know-how, or he doesn't have anything. uh, he just doesn't know what to do to end the war. He started it, but he doesn't know how to end it. So this war is going to continue to go on and on and on until he's out of office. He's got 2 more years. And in the meantime, you got people dying in this war. More people are dying every day. Can't wait for 2 years. You can't wait. The war has to stop now. Can't
Yep.
wait.
I agree. Sad, real sad. It's just, again, it's his supporters, it's the people in the Republican Party are gutless, no spine. They're scared. They're scared to lose their seat. He's only going to be here for 2 more years in office,
Mhm.
if if that's what they say. Who knows what the midterms may bring? Who knows what he might have
Oh, he's got
on
something up
up?
his sleeve. We all know he has something up his sleeve. The thing is that we got to find out what it is, and we gotta block him. We gotta blitz it, just like you do in a football game. You blitz it, and while all of this is going on, he's whooping it up at Mar-a-Lago, doing a fundraiser with the pillow guy Mike Landell, and all kinds of things like that. All he thinks about is his vanity projects and his jet plane, which, by the way, that's another story we can talk about next week. Well, Brian, that's going to be it. We got to go. We're going to see you back here next week, right?
Yes, let's keep those four soldiers in our prayers for their families as well, too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. We'll catch you back next week. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, our weekend is officially underway. Yours is coming up next. We're going to come back here next Thursday. Well, actually, next Friday at 10 a.m. for more of the coffee hour. Brian Camp with Sports. And we look forward to seeing you then. And then join us back here uh, Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. And we hope to see you then. Brian, my co-host, will be along. Okay. And until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night wherever you are. And a great weekend. Take care.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.